Good evening. Well, I was a busy lady yesterday. As you can see by the title right there, this is pre-garden. Be right back. Yesterday, I went through every pot and turned them and flipped them, cleaned out all the roots, all the bits and pieces of old plants, and set everything up for the planting season. Every pot got flipped over, and you can't do it on a slotted deck like this because it's going to fall right between the slots. So I had a huge sheet of plastic out and flipped them all over. Took all the roots out, cleaned up the soil catchers, did everything I possibly could to get ready for growing. Now, Minnesota, you can't really start plants until Mother's Day weekend, which is also the opening of fishing. And we don't know if Governor Walz is going to extend the stay-at-home order. But this year I did not start seedlings because I only had the one white, and it isn't fair to take baby's light away from him. So everything that's going to be grown this year is going to be started from seeds outside. Now there are a couple of things that I will not be able to start outside. One of them being lavender. And I'm going to miss that greatly because I love my lavender. But everything that has a shard in it, like that, and that, and that, has all been flipped over. I'm going to talk you through the process because I didn't save one to show you. Once it's flipped over onto a sheet of plastic, I break up all the clumps, all the lumps, all the hunks and pieces, and break it down into fine soil. Now, if you remember in the other video, when I put everything away, I put compost in every one of these large pots. 2 spoonsful. Completely dug it in, put the pots away for the winter, covered some with plastic, those big white ones, like that one, and that one have to be covered with plastic, because if they're not covered, they break. They're plastic pots, but they expand and contract too much, and they put seams in them. So once they were dumped on plastic, I used a soil barrier in the bottom of the pot, and if you'll give me a second, I'll go grab it. As a lot of you know, I'm into recycle, reuse, repurpose. This is an old laundry bag, and it's polyester spun, and it's been washed and washed and washed, and after a while they rip out. So this is what I use for soil barriers in the bottom of every pot. This keeps the soil in the pot and doesn't let it flow out into the pans. I used to cut them exactly perfectly round to the bottom. I don't do that anymore. I cut them so that they have a slope up the sides of the pot. Reason being that if they're on the sides of the pot, when I put in pottery shards, which I will show you, that is my rock barrier. My rock barrier or rock allows the water to go down to the bottom and flow out, but it makes it much better to have a barrier of rock. And any of these that had absorbent last year, when I put it in, it was about that thick. It was down to paper fine. Oh, I've said this before, that on my deck it gets very hot. And I mean very hot. I've seen my deck go to 115 degrees in July. So the more water that I can keep in the soil, the better. So what I use for that, and I'm just going to dig out a big chunk of it here. And I keep all this in a plastic bag stashed away. This is absorbent, all cotton, blue jean fiber that has been shredded. It's fairly thick, and it works very well. Now, after an entire summer, it's going to be down to paper thin. But what I do is I will take it next year and put it on top of the rock barrier or the shard barrier. And this is pottery shards. Some of these pieces are huge because it was a big pot that shattered. Some of them are old pieces of tile. There's a few rocks in here, a few other bits and pieces. So you have the soil barrier, shards, last year's absorbent or denim material that's that fine. Then I put in soil. And it's soil from the same exact pot. I used to mix all the soil up every year, sit out here and mix it all up. That's a pain in the butt. And I don't put charcoal, activated charcoal, in my pots anymore either. That's a huge pain in the butt. What I will do is put soil in up, about that much. Maybe a little more. About half way up the pot. And then put in that blue jean absorbent. That acts as a moisture draw, and it will absorb up water. So instead of having to come out and water all this twice a day with about 5-6 gallons of water, I only have to water once. Fill it to the top, and I don't pack it down into the pots because I want it to settle naturally. Also, in every pot, because I composted last year, I shouldn't need as much fertilizer this year. The compost should act as fertilizer. This is kind of the recycle, reuse, whatever. I use organic Burpees seed starter fertilizer. This lasts for 3 months. Each of these pots got between a half tablespoon and a tablespoon's worth. You go by the measurement of the diameter of the pot. So if the pot is 4 inches, you go 1.5 teaspoons. Well, there's no teaspoon measurement on that. So I just went by, most of them are bigger than 8 inches, they got a tablespoon. That little bitty one that's way over there, let's see if I can zoom in here. That little guy got about a half of a teaspoon. Because he's real small and he's not deep. So, as I work through this, I also, underneath anything in a tin pan, put shards so that they're not sitting directly in water. It's not good for your root system. It's really not good for anything else. And my neighbors down here are social distancing in large groups. But this year's veggies, I've already told you what I'm thinking about planting. Now, I did add one new pot, that one. And I think that one is going to be dill. Because it's a smaller pot. It's self-contained. It's got a saucer under it. I can water it and see how it goes. But I think that's going to be my dill pot. Of course, I'm going to be planting herbs and veggies, lettuces, etc., etc. We got a loud police car. Holy moly. Fun in the neighborhood on a warm night when everybody's been cooped up for a while. Yup. Anyway, we can't plant until Mother's Day weekend, mid-May. If Governor Walz extends our stay-at-home orders, I will be planting then. Now, we're supposed to get rain tonight, tomorrow, and Tuesday. And that will settle all the dirt in these pots down. So, I'm not against the stay-at-home order. I am against a lot of this craziness that keeps happening. My neighborhood is not the nicest, but boy, the last couple of nights it's been nice out, and it's just like, holy shit. All the damn cockroaches crawled out of the woodwork. They're everywhere. Nobody's following the masks. Nobody's following the rules. This bunch down here had a barbecue and put their barbecue on their deck. And it's probably still warm, which is dangerous. We're not supposed to have barbecues on the deck. Big fat no-no around here. Gonna have one. You either leave it on the ground or you wait until it's cooled so that you can handle the coals. Dump them and then put it in the trunk of your car. You cannot have them on your decks. It's against the rules. It's a fire hazard, big time. So, I still have the composters going. And that will be going from now on. Now, it got to, I think my deck said 77 degrees. I think it was 68 today. So that should have heated up the black plastic in that and got the compost started. Now, I did add some starter to that also. I have not added the apple cider vinegar yet. But my starter has natural microbes in it, so I'm hoping that that will help. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. I hope you have a safe and healthy week. God bless the first responders who are on the front lines of this. Without them, we would totally be up shit creek. And I know swear words are a big no-no, and I try not to do that, but I'm getting old and I'm getting tired of this. Yes, we can do some things. No, we can't do this. Yes, we can do that. No, we can't do this. You have to have some consistency. And that's the only thing that I ask for, is consistency. If you're gonna wear a mask, cover your frickin' nose. Otherwise, the mask isn't doing you any good, unless you're a natural mouth breather. And if you've already got the crap, you're spreading it by not having your nose covered. Duh. Anyway, everybody have a great week. This is longer than I thought. Thanks a lot. Hope you hit the like button. Bye.